So today is an update for my Pan palette in order. However, this is probably the weakest update I've had all year. I really don't have much to show, but I wanted to get this video out anyway. I'm feeling very, very ill. So I have fallen ill the last few days. I was supposed to film a video yesterday and I didn't. So it's going to be another week of me, just like not doing what I want to do. But whatever. It is just a brilliant start. You know what? We're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. So I have been working on the Look for Rainbows from GlossGods. So this project is obviously heavily inspired by Caitlin Costello, and she was heavily inspired by... the name escapes me, but I saw her do this a few years ago where obviously you have that pan palette, but this is pan palette in order, so you want to hit pan in all the shades in order. What I've done is a little bit different. If I have a pan in a shade, I can try to hit pan in any shade that surrounds that pan, not really diagonally, but up and down or left and right. So that's kind of what I've been doing since I rolled this palette in, and I've only had this palette in, I guess, was it back in March or April when I changed it up a bit? I don't really know. But yeah, this is a beautiful palette, but it is an all shimmer palette. And what I have found recently is I just only go into this obviously for the one shade that I'm kind of focusing on for the month. So I'm not getting that much progress on the whole palette as a whole. Like for my pan palette, for instance, I have two of those and I just go into any shade that I want. And yeah, I have maybe focus shades for the month that I'm working on or I would like to hit pan on, but I still go into other shades to create a look. I can't really go into this palette to create a look with these shades most of the time. I have to go into a different palette. So what I've realized is all of these updates are pretty crap because I don't have much to share with you, but we are here anyway. I will put up on the screen what it looked like last month. I have to say though, it's really not going to look that different this month because I have not hit a pan, unfortunately. So I feel like almost every single time I've come to you, maybe aside from maybe one other time, I've been able to hit pan and I haven't this time. However, I was working on the blue shade that is underneath the True Colors shade. So in the second row, I've been working on Raindrops. That's been my focus for this month. And this is what we're looking at right now. If we can focus, there we go. So this is the shade that I want to hit pan on. I actually have it on today. And I actually also went into this shade this month, but I have neglected everything else. Obviously, anything that already has a pan, I clearly neglect because I don't need to use it, but I did end up going into this shade once because, it is something that I want to hit pan on as well. This shade I've gone into only 3 times this month. Everything else, like none of these I've gone into, whereas I could have actually gone into these because I have pans in these 3, but I have neglected them. The only shade that I can't really go into is this one at the moment, technically, although obviously I can still go into it. So not a huge progress, and obviously this video is going to be super short. I don't really know what else to do. I was thinking, do I add another palette to use as a companion to this? And then I thought to myself, absolutely not. Do not do that because I usually go into my pan palette for this. So in yesterday's look, I clearly just went into the Shadow Kiss and then I went into the Raindrops, and that's the look that you see right now. And this is obviously one of my pan palettes. And it's a very neutral leaning palette. And then today I went into my Huda Beauty Naughty Nude for a little bit of warmth with the blue. And I don't remember what other look I did, honestly, with this. I'll try to find it if I can. But yeah, I only went into it 3 times. And then I'll try to find the look that I went into this one. I don't really remember when it was, but I do write down every time I use a palette. So I'll try to figure out, and I take a picture. So I'll try to figure out at some point. Hopefully I'm in focus because I have this stupid tracker and it just never works. It never works for me. Okay. So my focus for this next month is to carry on. I do think I'm going to hit pan in it pretty fast. I just haven't been wearing a lot of blue up until probably the last week I've worn more blue. So I think I'll probably hit pan in it sooner than later, and it's just a shame that this update came around faster than I was expecting, even though, I mean, what do I expect? We're getting to the end of the month. I can't believe we're getting to already the end of September. This is crazy. This is crazy. We only have like a week left, which is ridiculous. Anyway, so Once I hit pan and matte, I might swim back to the yellow, but it might depend on how I'm feeling, or I might just go straight down to this one. This one is beautiful. This one is called Broken Light, so it's blue, but it has more of that purple as well. Honestly, whenever I show you on the camera, it never looks the same as when I look at it. But this one might be the next one that I try. It is very purple, but it has a lot of blue to it. So anyway, that one is beautiful. Obviously the others are really beautiful as well. These are the only two that I'm kind of slightly worried about just because they're a little bit darker. I mean, in the viewfinder, they look absolutely stunning, and they are stunning shades. And honestly, for this time of year, they probably would be really good to work on. So I should try to get use out of them sooner than later. But I think it's just because I don't really care for dark shimmers. So they're definitely my least favorite. The green is definitely brighter, but yeah, we'll see. They're not my favorite out of the palette. So I'm a little bit worried as to when I'm going to get them, if I am ever going to get to them. I don't know how I feel about this project, if I want to carry on. I'm starting to get a little tired of just working on this palette, and I do feel like I would like to switch it up, but at the same time, you know, I've done about half the palette at this point, almost, right? Well, no, less than half. Yeah, less than half. But I feel like I've done half. And have I done half? Half would be 6. No, I've done half. I have 6 pans in here. Okay, so do I keep going? Like once I hit the blue, and maybe I do this one, do I keep going, or do I roll something out? Or do I roll something new in its place to make myself feel a little bit better? I don't know, I just feel like I want to work on something else. You know what it is? It's because it's an all shimmer palette, like I mentioned. I kind of want to have some mattes in here. I think I was very excited to roll this in because I had the earthy, I always say that wrong, from Beauty Bay, that big 42-pound palette, and I just kept getting horrible shades. But that had at least some variety because it had mattes and shimmers, and I feel like I'm missing my mattes. I'm working on so many different shimmers in terms of eyeshadows, and I think I'm getting burnt out because I can't put that much shimmer on my eyes. I have realized that I have to use some mattes at some point, and I don't think I'm working on, I think I'm only working realistically, aside from my pan palettes, because obviously they have mattes in there. Other than those, I think I'm only working on 2 mattes that I can think of in other projects. Everything else is a shimmer, which is fine because I do love shimmers and they're slightly easier to hit pan on for me. But I'm getting burnt out, I think, with this palette. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts. I don't want to give up because I know that this pan is going to happen. And it's a beautiful blue, like this is beautiful, right? So I think it's, while I'm liking my blue right now with my dark hair, I think it's just working. I think let's just try to hit more pans. So I'll try to hit pan in that, maybe the purple down below as well. I cannot speak. Ever since I got these new Invisalign, I really am struggling to speak. So if you don't notice, that's great, but I definitely notice. I feel like I'm stumbling on every single word, but I'm also sick, so whatever. Okay, anyway, so that is my update. I don't really have an update. That is just what it is. What I'll do is I'll put up on the screen like my total uses since I rolled the palette in, because I think that's kind of interesting, so you can see, you know, how many times I've gone into every single shade throughout all of these months. Then aside from that, hopefully everyone is doing well and you're all staying healthy. I think because my son went back to nursery, it's just every single year it's the same thing. I catch a cold. He caught a little bit of the sniffles and now I have a massive cold. I don't know, I just need to like stay away from him, which I have done the last few days, but it's just, it was bound to happen. It happens every single fall, and I was just hoping this year it wouldn't happen, but it literally happened instantly, so that is annoying because I have not been sick for a while. But anyway, hope everyone's doing better than me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!